Hi, welcome to Simple or Not Kitchen, where we take some of those online cooking videos and we put them to the test and let you know if they're simple to follow or not. And today we have a super fun one for you. We're going to take these store-bought potato chips and we're going to turn them into creamy mashed potatoes. There have been videos popping up all over the internet that demonstrate how to turn a bag of chips into mashed potatoes. Basically, all we need are our favorite bag of chips and we need some water. We're using about 3 ounces of potato chips to about 1 cup of water. We're using some rustic, low-salt potato chips. We're also going to need whatever you want to make your potato chips creamy. For us, that's a few tablespoons of milk and a little bit of butter. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to take our chips, pour the water over them, and then we're going to cook them on top of the stove. We want them to cook on a low temperature, letting those chips absorb all that water. Beauty of this recipe is you can use any kind of chips. You can use any flavor of chips. You could do this with sour cream and onion or barbecue or even the ketchup flavored chips if you prefer. We are using some kettle style potato chips. And we found that these took a little bit more water than some of the lighter potato chips. So we used about 1.25 cups of water for about 3 ounces of potato chips. We're cooking them stovetop. And what you're seeing here is after they've been cooking for about 2 to 3 minutes, they start to break down a little bit. We're going to keep stirring them and letting them cook. We want them to start to take on the consistency of mashed potatoes. And we want to stir them pretty much the whole time that they're cooking. When I first saw this recipe, I thought it was crazy. I thought, why would anyone want to do this with potato chips? I honestly didn't think it would turn out a decent serving of mashed potatoes, but I was surprised in the end, and surprisingly also, this is very easy to do. You can see the longer it cooks, it starts to take on the look of more hydrated potatoes. We're adding a little bit more water because they're still not completely broken down. And the longer these cook, the more they break down and they start to take on a more mashed potato type appearance. I thought of going in there with an immersion blender to just smooth everything out, but the videos that I saw did not use an immersion blender, so I just did it the way that I saw in the videos where they just cooked it until the potatoes broke down. Now we want these to taste like mashed potatoes, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of butter and milk and let them cook a little bit longer, and you can see that they start to look like mashed potatoes now. And now that they look more like mashed potatoes, we're going to go ahead and plate these up as we would mashed potatoes. We're going to go ahead and add a little bit of basil and cilantro from our garden and a little bit of Parmesan cheese just to make them taste really good. So in our house, we were split. I actually thought this method made a pretty decent bowl of mashed potatoes. Others in my house did not think that they tasted very good. Basically, they taste like your favorite bag of chips. Of course, mashed potatoes are not difficult to make, so why you would want to do this with chips, I'm not quite sure, unless you said, hey, I want my mashed potatoes to taste like my favorite bag of chips. That would be a good time to make this recipe, but it is fun and it will surprise your guests. Thank you so much for watching Simple or Not Kitchen. For more recipes, articles, and video, go online to PinnellCentral.com.